Cool. So where we left off last time was we were able to set collections and add them. So someone remind me, what does set do and what does add do? The difference between the two. Chad?
Set takes the images of your models and puts it inside of that collection.
Yeah.
While add replaces anything that's currently in the collection. So,
I mean, close but the opposite.
oh shit, sorry.
No, you're good.
Then add does the first thing I said and set does.
Yeah, add just adds to an existing collection. Set replaces the existing collection with the new instances.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I'm gonna go back to this this model here. So I created a list of reminders. It was a new collection, and I instantiated it with all three of my reminders that I have in my app.js. So as a reminder, in my app.js, on lines 3, 5, and 9, I'm creating new instances of a reminder model. So in my browser, I've created a new collection which has all three of those reminders that I instantiated in that application.js file. And then I just called it here and it returned the collection back. Cool. So something else I can do is I can do list of reminders dot models. That's going to return back all of those models. So I can look back into this array, and this is each one of my models. Learn Backbone. Yay. Cool. So I could also do list of reminders dot models. I'm just going to go ahead and save that to a variable. Models of reminders. So if I do models of reminders, I can call bracket 0, and I'll get the first reminder. I can do bracket 1, and I'll get the second reminder. I can now have access to each of these reminders. So if I wanted the second reminder's body, I can just do .get body. So just a rehash of this morning's lesson. Right? I can also set a new variable, or a new value of the body. Sleep more. And then I can do get body again, and it's been changed to sleep more. Cool. Alright, so now I have access to all the models within my collection by calling .models. I can also do list of reminders, which again is the collection, right? This is the collection object to be instantiated up here. So list of reminders is right here. This new collection object. You can also do list of reminders dot get, just like in a model, but this time we pass in the client ID. And then I'll get back the model with that client ID. So I can do C2. And later when we integrate Backbone onto Rails, we can actually use the ID property itself too in order to get that Backbone model instead of using the client ID. But .get fetches the model that's in the collection through its client ID as it stands right now. Cool. There's also kind of this active record-y thing. So I can use where. And what I pass in here is a key value pair. So the key being the thing that I want to query for. I'm just going to say body. Actually, you know what? I'll do completed. That'll be easier. And I just want all the ones that match false. And this will return an array of objects that match the key value pair. So if I do list of reminders.add, and I add a new object, body's going to be eat lunch. And the completed status is true. I've just added a new reminder to my collection. So I can do list of reminders dot where, and then I pass in completed? True. And I should get back only this one because this is the only one that's been completed with a true status. Cool. And I get back that object. And we can see inside this object and see that it's eat lunch. So where it's very useful, it's always going to return an array where this evaluates to true, where not completed is true, but where the key value pair matches the backbone models, backbone model objects. All right, so there's also find where. So I did list of reminders dot find where, and then I passed in completed false. What did it give me back? What do you guys think find where does? Any guesses? Awesome.
Finds a model where that's where that attribute is.
Yeah, but we know that there's 3 different models that have completed false, as described up here when we did the where. So how is find where different from where? Keith?
Finds the first one.
Yep. That's exactly right. Cool. So find where finds the first one. Awesome. So if we go back to list of reminders, we see that we now have 4 objects in it because we added this 4th eat lunch object. So I know that there's an object with C1 in it. We can actually call .remove on it and remove that object altogether. So we can do list of reminders.remove, and we can pass in C1. Now if we do list of reminders again, we'll notice that we now only have 3 models because we removed the one that had the client ID of C1. Remove can be used in one of 3 different ways. The way that I just showed, which is 1. We can also pass in the object itself. So remember when we created list of reminders, way up here, we passed in reminder, reminder1, reminder2. I can actually just get rid of that variable. Reminder, let's just say 2. And this will go ahead and get rid of the object that was namespace 2, reminder 2. So now we're back down to 2 objects in our collection. And the final way you can do it is, let's go ahead and see, actually let's just go ahead and create it again. Var reminders equals new reminders collection. And we're going to pass in reminder1, just so we can have a fresh start. We can also remove an array of reminders, just like this. So now all that's left should be reminder2. So it's going to return what's being removed, and then reminders itself is just the one model that's left over. So there's 3 ways we can remove stuff. One way is by client ID. The second way is the object itself. And thirdly is an array of the objects, which is kind of like the object itself. All right. We can also do reminders.reset. And we pass in nothing or multiple objects in an array. So if I do this, I'm going to replace what was initially in reminders with this new set. Alright, so now reminders is going to have 2 objects. Now if I call reset without any arguments, now reminders has 0 things in it. So it's just like clear for a model. Cool. I'm not going to go over the... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Toad.
When you did dot reset with arguments in it, it replaced the arguments that were in there with the arguments that you stated.
Yep.
But when you do dot set, it does the same thing.
Yes. Yes, it does. Adam, do you know of a difference between set and reset with regard to that?
Set is just a set. Reset 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 is just Set does not fire a reset event,
Okay,
I think.
that's about it.
I missed the initial part of the question. Is it using set? to
Yeah,
set
so
the-
if you call set on a collection, you pass in like an array of two objects. It'll replace the existing object or the existing collection with that new collection of two objects. And reset does the same thing. We were just wondering what the difference is between set and reset. And you're just saying it's the event.
I'm pretty sure
It's
reset
fired
will
off.
fire off an event called reset that you can listen to, whereas set is not.
Okay, cool.
Not 100% sure on that.
Sweet. All right, we'll get back to you on that, Toby. But for now, like, yeah, they essentially do the same thing, though. Cool. All right. So if you go into the Milk and Cookies repo and you go into the class notes, right here, you scroll down to here. Also of note, collections can use the following. We're not going to go over these, but you can look them up. Pop, push, pop, unshift, shift, and length. Just like arrays, guys. Same properties, same functions. But again, you guys are already familiar with these, so I'm not going to go into it. Cool. So go back into your classroom exercise and execute the collections portion of it now. Take about 20 minutes to do that. If you have any questions, ask Adam. He's better at this than I am.
people are finished.